Hi, Ed Robinson again. And in this era of technology, I still do a hard copy newsletter. I don't do it every month like I do my email newsletter, but at least every quarter and every second month sometimes. So it's an important part of my business, and people do read it. Some people prefer it actually, and I give my clients an option. Do you want to get my newsletter electronically, or do you want it mailed to you? And some want it mailed to me. Some of my seniors, I deal a lot with seniors, insist on a hard copy. And one of my seniors owns 18 townhouses, and she has no email. She only text messages with her iPhone. So it's a big part of my business, and I keep doing it. So I'm going to show you how I do my newsletter for free, free stories. And if you watch the last blog that I did, it shows the email newsletter. I'm going to use the same stories from there to create my hard copy newsletter. Identical stories, so they can see either one, and they'll get the same message. So on the screen's going to change now, and I'll go over and actually take a capture of my screen and show you the actual newsletter being built. Okay, and then you can mail it however you want. I have a way to mail them with envelopes. I don't like labels. Now I'm using KV Core because I'm with eXp Realty, and they can create the labels, but they don't create envelopes. So I can export my names and run them through another little piece of software that I do if I want to run envelopes, because I am not a fan of labels. Okay, so take it from there, and hope you enjoy the video. Bye-bye now. Now on the screen you're looking at my newsletter, my template. And over here, these are the stories that we used last blog for the e-newsletter. And now that we're doing the hard copy. And here's a template that I keep. I keep the template so that I can do my stories, and what you're looking at on this side is the template. It's a 4-page newsletter. And I'm going to bring these stories and put them into the newsletter. I'm going to have to do some formatting and so forth in order to make it all fit, but it goes in fairly quickly. And I won't bore you with all the details. I'll format them 1 or 2, and then I'll just do the rest, and then we'll see the finished product when it's done. So this is for November 2021. The newsletter, as I said, I do it about every quarter in the hard copy. I do have seniors, a lot of seniors in my database, and some of them just don't use email. One of my ladies, she's an investor. She has 18 townhouses, and she does not have email or web, nothing. She uses only text messaging. So I have to send her a hard copy just to keep in touch, or phone her. So the hard copy works out well for a lot of my seniors. So, excuse me, let me go ahead here. So these are the stories that I used in my electronic newsletter, and now they're going into this one. So I've renamed them to keep them in order. So 1 is the picture, 1 text, 2 picture, 2 text, etc. So the one here, the picture, I want to bring that in, and I'm going to fit it in the first column here. But when I bring it in, I just drag it over, and it's just going to show up as a large picture, because these are 640 by 480. And what I'm going to have to do is format that where that it will go in line with text. Now keep in mind I'm using Apple Pages, and if you're in Windows you would use Microsoft Word. But once I say format it to be in line with text, then it'll stay in that column. So let me grab the text here, and I'm going to grab, as you see, there's a lot of stuff at the bottom here that is of no use, but I grabbed the top part. I'm going to copy that, Command-C on Mac, Control-C on Windows, and I'm going to paste it into the text, like so. Now, I might want to take the heading, cut that out, Control-X or Command-X on Mac, and maybe put it at the top of the picture. So I'm going to have to go up here and move the picture down, and then paste the heading in, and maybe make the heading a little bit bigger. So I go over here, maybe I'll make it 12 point. And I will, I don't want to justify it yet, I'll keep it left, like so. So now it leaves an extra space between the columns down here, so I can just narrow those up a wee bit, like so. And there we go. So that's my story number 1 gone in. So now I want to get story number 2 here. And I'm going to drag that over and put it in here. And again, the same thing, I have to have it in line with text. So I may have to move it because it did pop in over there. So I'll pop it down to here. And kind of close to that one there. So I'll give it a little bit of a return there. There we go. So I moved it down a little bit and it's going to flow nicely. So let's grab the text on that one. And this is story number 2. I'll grab that text. And also keep in mind, some of these, you've got to be careful that some of these stories are specific to a particular province in Canada. Again, if you're in the States or another country, you must have somewhere where you can get copyright-free information. But be particularly careful that you're within the area that you're actually working. So I paste that story in. Now that's gone down quite a bit. So I'm going to take that. I want that to be the header for this story. So I think you get the idea of what I'm doing here. Just going to paste that in there. Do's and don'ts of safety. Now the size of this font here, I selected was 16 points. So I'm going to do the same thing here and make that 16 points. I keep mine good size because because a lot of these are going to seniors. And they don't necessarily see as well as some of us do. So go down here, here, and here. And so now we got 2 stories in, and we're going to do the rest of them. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed up this camera, and I'm going to do the rest of it up to a point to almost finished so that I don't bore you with the details, okay? I'm going to have the camera speeding at extremely high speed, and you can just watch it, and then at the end I'll come back in and say a couple of words, okay? So here we go. I'm going to do the rest of it myself and get the rest of the stories in. You're going to see me have to move some things to make things fit, but it'll look really good when it's done. And here I go. Okay, so now you see I've got almost 4 pages done. I've increased the font size to a size 12. I do have some room left here, and I'm not going to bore you with more details, but I might just pull in a graphic and pop it in there. Any kind of a picture that I want and wrap the text around it, and that'll help fill it up. Or I may have enough room for one more short story in there. So it's almost done, but I think it's gone far enough that you understand, you get the picture. So as I said, this is done with this is done with Apple's Pages software, which comes with your Apple computer. There's no charge for it. Or you can use Microsoft Word. Alrighty, and I'm going to print it, and I'll print it double-sided. And I'll do as many copies as I need, or I could send this to my printer and have the printer do it for me, and then you could have someone staple, fold, stuff, seal, and stamp in your envelopes for you. That's how I do my hard copy newsletter. Create a nice header and pop it in there. Create a template so that you can use the same template every month. I use the actual template. You would probably duplicate that and drag it into the folder for the month that you're working on. Hope that helps you. Talk to you soon.